It started in the galley of my wobbly old house during a lightning storm that fried a nearby transformer. A sizzling boom rattled the windows. Combusted ozone drifted bayward and sweetened the air while rain hammered the tin roof. The lights went out. "Perfect," my boat bum pal Tomlinson said. "Natural disaster's humanity's last hope. The internet has butt-ravaged us all and looted our privacy. I say bring on the pale rider. Might as well have another beer, huh?" It was late, but didn't feel late. In July on Florida's west coast, the sun doesn't set until almost 9. I waited in darkness for several seconds, expecting my generator to kick on. It did not. "If I don't get the darn thing started, my fish will be belly up in an hour," I said, "and keeping fish alive has been tough enough lately. There's a kerosene lamp in the cupboard. Help yourself." I'm a flashlight snob. Spent enough time in third-world countries, the dark becomes a foe. I have a phobia about being without a solid little LED handy, so they're in every room, including one on the bookcase which I found before going to the door. "Try not to burn the place down," I said. "You're coming back, aren't you? I was just getting to the weirdest part of the story." Tomlinson had a little plastic lighter out. The way he stumbled around in the gloom, arms outstretched, reminded me of a scarecrow Frankenstein. "It gets weirder? Good God," I said. "Shouldn't you be talking to a priest or something?" "I am a priest," my Zen Buddhist buddy reminded me. "We're not into the whole confession thing. Too risky. The way some monks are wired. Besides, donating to a sperm bank can't be considered a sin. Not 2 decades ago, anyway. Can it?" I replied, 40-some donations in less than a month? If it's not a sin, it should be a felony. Going out the door, I added, "There's a 6-pack in the fridge, but leave at least one for me." I switched on the flashlight and crossed the breezeway to an adjoining structure, all built under the same tin roof. I call it my lab because I'm a marine biologist, and that's how the room is used. Inside was a row of tanks containing fish and other creatures that I collect and sell to schools and research facilities. I was careful with the flashlight. Deer are not the only animals that can be stunned by a bright beam. I'd read a recent study on retinal bleaching in benthic fish. Dazzling submersibles with video cameras are new to their ocular DNA. I panned the light to a workstation where there were test tubes and racks, a microscope, other lab tools, and a desktop computer. A sign on the far wall read, "Sanibel Biological Supply," the name of my business. For no rational reason, I confirmed that aquarium pumps and aerators do not work without electricity. The word methodical is preferable to the newer label, which is OCD. I unplugged the computer, went outside to the breezeway, and stood at the top of the stairs. The clouds throbbed with light. A storm cell freshened and battered the tin eave above my head. It was like standing behind a waterfall. Through the screen door, I watched Tomlinson light a kerosene lamp. His long, stringy hair became a hood. A medieval monk, gaunt-faced, who carried the lamp to the fridge and rummaged for a modern version of beer. "Want me to put a pot of coffee on?" he called. "I'm not going to bother with rain gear," I replied. "I'll get soaked no matter what. Looks like the marina got knocked out, too." Down the mangrove shoreline, Dinkins Bay Marina, was a community of shadows. A yellow mercury light flickered in its death throes. It showed a wedge of rooftop that was the marina office. Along a dock, a couple of the larger yachts had switched to battery power. Their windows cast blue oil-painting swirls on the bay, and just enough light for me to notice an oddity. Someone was wading the mangrove rim, headed my way. A beanpole person sheathed in glittering plastic as translucent as dragonfly wings. That was the impression, anyway. Internal alarm bells sounded. I checked my watch. Who in their right mind would be out in a storm 2 hours before midnight? There was no benign explanation. Mac, the marina owner, always locks the gate by 10 on weekdays. Today was a Monday in July, the steamy off-season for tourism on Sanibel Island. And the dozen or so marina residents were savvy enough to stay safe and snug, buttoned up aboard their floating homes. I am wary of strangers, more so on this rainy night, because 3 days ago I had returned from a jungle rendezvous in Guyana, South America.